Hi everybody, so this is my episode recap of Fionna and Cake. Sorry about this little rip on the shirt. But anyways, it was actually a great episode. They opened with a different animation style. Like a lot of these episodes are starting to do an episode with a different animation style at first, and then they go to a different story. But it opens with Huntress Wizard, but as a little baby. But it opens with the huntsman and his wife, and they couldn't have any kids, so they found this little green character, which is little baby Huntress Wizard, and she gets raised by this family. They adopted the little green girl, and they raised her as her own, and every time she eats meat or something, she grows and gets bigger. And she grows a mouth, but something sad happens. There was an accident, and the house got set on fire, and the parents died. That's kind of sad. That's really sad. And then it goes to the intro, but yeah, the story was narrated by the forest spirits, and that was a really nice story it's told. But it switches to Fionna and Cake. Well, I think it actually switched to Gary and Marshall and LSP, boy LSP, and they're going grocery shopping, and Marshall's mom called. It was like unknown number. It was like, hey, sweetie. I was like, sorry, I can't hear you. Wow. But they're like, Fionna really came around. Can she do this bake sale? Or something. She's like, she's really coming around. And then we go to Fiona's house, and she's laying down. She was, if you remember in the last episode, she was drunk. So she gets a phone call. It was Hunter for the park committee, and she takes a shower. And you see her kind of naked, like she's naked in a shower. Okay, I know this is for an adult show, but did someone really had a crush on Fionna? I mean, I kind of had a crush on Fionna, and she's older, so I do have a crush on Fionna because she's basically the same age as me. Yeah, you see her dressed sexy and dressed completely naked. Wow. Oh my gosh. So Fionna, she takes a shower, but then she lists on the radio with DJ Slime and DJ Flame, and then it's revealed that, hey, I got an idea. I'll use DJ Flame, because they were like, DJ Flame is famous. They do all this, and they're famous. They're famous celebrities. How did he went from nobody to a big star? So Fionna was like, hey, that's a good idea. I'll talk to Flame and he can help. So then Fionna goes, she tries to find DJ Flame, and she's getting nostalgic, like she's going to the different places where Fionna and DJ Flame hang out, and you see like all the memories she had with him. And they go to the apartment, and Fionna kiss, and he grabs his butt. I was like, whoa, like they really go there. And then there's a memory where she's at a record store and they're talking, and there's a part where they first meet at a fair and they have a conversation. There's a sweet moment where they're on the Ferris wheel. I thought that was very sweet. And you see Hunter and Fentanyl. Yeah, I think her name's Fentanyl. So Fentanyl and they were talking and having a nice conversation, I think. Hunter says she knows Fentanyl and they go way back. How does Fentanyl exist? Because she's supposed to be a gender swap version of Fern, and Fern is supposed to be a grass clone of Finn. So that would mean in the original Fionna world, Fentanyl was like a grass version of Fionna. So how does she exist in this world? Like, did she have parents? Are they secretly distant relatives? Anyways, but yeah, so she tries to go to the park committee, but she's like, oh, I gotta change. So she changed, but then Huntress Wizard, like, she still gets water. She gets out because there's a snail coming out, and now she gets mice, and she tries to get nourishment because that's how she can survive and grow big. And finally, now we're getting somewhere, because I know it was the third episode last time, but I was like, when does it get to the main plot where it's like they go on an adventure? Like, but then again, like, even in the third episode of the first season, they didn't get to the main plot yet, but we are getting somewhere. Like, Huntress Wizard is getting big. She is finding nourishments and food and him, and Fionna was like, hey, oh, you're so cute, and she gets a poked eye. It's like, ow. So Fionna, she helps Huntress by going around, and she's buying food for her. She ran into the Lemon Girls, and they kicked Fionna. Oh my gosh. And then Fionna, she goes to the market to buy meat for her, and then she grows big and big and big, and she gets naked, and the guy who works at the market was like, hey, nudity. So they were almost kicked her out, but then she was like, I gotta get out. I gotta find the heart of the forest, the root to the beat. Yeah, because she sees a beat and she remembers the forest spirit, and she's like, I gotta find the heart of the forest. That's my way back. And also, Cake's story. Yeah, there's a story with Cake, and it's revealed why it's called The Cat Who Tipped the Box. Because here's the thing. Cake comes home, she's like, all is forgiven. She finds mice, she was almost gonna hunt him, but she was like, no, that's the old Cake. She gets a phone call, and she's gonna be on Cheers. Yeah, the old show Cheers, because it has been making an appearance on the show, because it was Simon's favorite show, and now it's Cake and Fiona's favorite show because they're in his head. But how did they get the rights to Cheers? Like, does Turner or Warner Brothers or whoever's owns Cartoon Network owns the rights to Cheers? Like, owns the network that Cheers was on? How did they get the rights to Cheers? Like, this is like the full rights. Like, you see Adventure Time styles of Cheers. She gets a part, they follow her into the studio, and she reads a tiny little script, and they're like, oh. And then she goes to set, but it's a tiny little box and all the actors are short and small. How does that happen? Like, how did they become small? Like, they're actors and they're small. How did that happen? Oh, so what year does Fionna and Cake take place? Like, it has old shows from the 90s and 80s, and it has cell phones that you would see in the 2000s. So what year does Fionna and Cake take place? Like a bunch of mishmash different years? It does have old TVs, so what year does it take place? Does it take place like a made-up version of what decade? I don't know. But anyways, they go to find Fionna. Fionna tracks down Huntress Wizard and finds her in the forest, and they have to help her. But another story is Marceline and Princess Bubblegum. Like, if you remember in the last episode, they had to use the Enchiridion because they used all the princesses' jewels in their crowns to open a portal to Prismo, because they're like, let's make a wish to get Finn back. But here's the thing, Prismo's been revealed that he can't make wish. He's on the frets for some reason. How does that happen? And you see like Scarab and Simon be like, hey. And I heard this the first time that Prismo, Marceline, Princess Bubblegum are first meeting each other. And he kept the whole wish glitch thing a secret from Scarab. Like, Scarab's like, oh, how about you do this? So Prismo's keeping this a secret from Scarab. So I wonder what's gonna happen. Oh, so there's another thing where it's like Prismo's pickles. They were reviewing his pickles, and he was like, yay, they like my pickles. Okay, that's cute. So they go back. The wish thing wasn't a good idea, but Simon was like, I think I know what to do. Because they were like, we need wish grants. Like, what can we do with wish magic? And so he goes to meet Thing. Yeah, remember when Gunther became the ice thing now? Well, he goes to Ice Thing, and he's even like, was it always this cold? And he meets Ice Thing. He's like, I need your help. I was like, okay, but watch me play the drums. Boo-boo-boo. Yeah, that was funny, because it's Gunther, but he has the personality of Ice King. Oh boy. And he's like, I need my demonic witching eye. Ugh. Yeah, he needs that to save Finn. Yeah, so they go back, and they all get caught up. Like, Fionna phones Simon, and she's like, because she found out that Huntress is from Ooh, and she was like, okay, let's figure this out. Huntress, she's in my world. And Simon's like, how did Huntress get to Fionna world? And Bubblegum was like, Huntress, you need to tell me how to save Finn. What killed him? And she's like, green wizards only. And it's like, do you want Finn to die? And I was like, oh, no. And then she breaks her phone. She's like, shoot. So how's Fionna gonna get contact with Simon? Kate carries Huntress Wizard because she's feeling kind of sick, but she's like, I need to find the heart of the forest. But then they go back to the apartment, but she gets evicted. Yeah, she's evicted. That's not good. So how are they going to figure this out? I guess Kate is going to stretch into a key, but we'll have to figure this out. But Fionna was on the phone with Hunter, and she's like, oh, right, the park committee. And she's like, oh, DJ Flame, you gotta get this together. I can't keep bailing yours out. I was like, okay, see you tomorrow. So I hope they figure this out, because who's she gonna end up with, Hunter or back with DJ Flame's dating Fentanyl, but I wonder how they're gonna figure this out. But Fionna did end up talking to DJ Flame, and there's a friendly, just friends hug. That's nice. He's like, I'm glad I run into you. So I'm glad they're on good terms. But Cake is like, I guess that is kind of a dinky way to break up with someone. Like, DJ Flame broke up with her on a cell phone. I mean, on text. Like, that's kind of disrespectful. Like, if you're gonna break up with someone, try to do it in person or try to phone her. Like, that's just sad. But it's like, text, I'm breaking up with you. What? That's such a lame thing to break up with somebody. Well, I guess I talked about everything I did talk about. It was a really great episode. It was really tense. I can't wait for them to get somewhere. I wonder how they're gonna figure this out. How are they gonna rescue Finn? I can't wait for all the Finn world cast to meet Fiona's world, kind of. Like, I can't wait for Fionna and Cake to finally meet the original Finn world. Like, we get to see Princess Boga and Marceline meeting Fiona, so that's cool. I really like the scene, like, Fiona take care of Huntress Wizard and trying to feed her. I thought that was really sweet, and it was funny. It was like, do you remember being young and naked? That was hilarious, and oh wow. And I hope she gets a job. Like, you see her getting job at the fair. She was like, I hate to see kids cry, but my boss fired me for giving too many prizes, and the popcorn is stale. But I thought the moment where DJ Flame and Fiona was on the Ferris wheel was really sweet. But yeah, but this show can get kind of sexy sometimes. Like, whoa. Man, imagine all the 20 or early 20s or teens who did watch Adventure Time, who did kind of wanted to see some of these things in this. Their minds might be blown. Oh well. But anyways, it was a really funny episode. There were some funny parts. There were some sweet parts. I hope they help Finn, and we get to see Finn and Fiona interact. I can't wait for that to finally happen. And Farm World Finn, like, he hasn't appeared yet. I wonder how he's gonna enter all of this. And what world are Fiona and Finn in? Like, are they in like a dream world? Like, what is that world? Well, we'll have to wait and see. What do you all think of this episode? And see you next time.